Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you this morning, and good morning by the way, for the new 6ix9ine album review that I just got done listening to. And this is for Tattletales, his new album that I'm going to be discussing about. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this album and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this review. Now, sorry if I almost yawned for a second. What did I think of this album? It's just awful. It's just the worst fucking thing I've heard this year. You got tracks like Ya Ya, which is fucking annoying. It sounds like a Mexican anthem kind of song. Or, I'm probably saying the wrong thing, so please forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. That kind of sounded a little racist for a moment. My apologies on that. Yeah, it just sounded like a weird auto-tuned kind of uh anthem for something. I'm not sure, but I fucking hated it. Ya Ya was the worst song I've heard, but the worst song of all on this album has got to be Gooba. Gooba is just utter trash. It is the worst fucking thing I've heard in 2020. And I can't believe this motherfucker made an album. I'm like, oh, great. And then he mentions the N-word a lot in this album. And I'm like, you can't say that. Well, you probably can, but I don't think he should. It just makes him look very tacky and without any class or respect. And yeah, I just fucking hated this album. Locked Up 2 with Akon. That wasn't bad. That one I can give a pass. It's just the other tracks like um Tutu was pretty awful. It was just a letdown. Trolls with Nicki Minaj. I think when he does the silent singing voice, the watch, clock, or something like that, it's okay. But when Nicki Minaj comes in for her rap, I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be bad. And it was. uh, this. If you haven't checked out my track reviews for 6ix9ine's new songs, definitely go check it out for Gooba, Trolls, Yaya, and Punani. Because I did those track reviews. I thought Punani was really bad too. Like I said, all his singles that he released before this album are utter trash. They're just not listenable. And the regular songs did pretty bad. Except for Locked Up 2. Locked Up 2 was average, but it wasn't perfect. And I'm a little disappointed in Akon for being featured into this album. I'm like, come on, Akon, you can do better than this. But he's gonna feature in an album that he made his choice to feature in this album, so I guess I'll just let it slide. But I do like Akon's music. I really do. I just got really disappointed with the choice he made to be on this album. And for a moment there, I thought the video time or whatever was at 4 minutes 30 seconds a minute ago. Now it's at 4 minutes and 45 seconds now, and I'm like, that's weird. It was like a glitch in my phone or whatever. It was so weird. But yeah, Charlie with Smiles, with the featured artist Smiles. What was other trash? It was horrible. Punani, the single, is bad. Nini is with left side in it. Is bad. Pretty much all these songs are bad, except for the first song. The first song was average. Wasn't great, but it was average. But Leah with Akon in it, didn't like it. I'm sorry. I love Akon in the song, but I don't like when 6ix9ine comes in and does this auto-tune shit or whatever with his voice. And Gata or Gata, if I'm saying it right, with Lil AK. That was bad. That was the only song I gave a 1 out of 5. Pretty much I gave all these tracks really bad ratings. But overall, 6ix9ine's Tattletales is shit. I would not listen to it. I would just avoid listening to this album. But I had to make a review to see what I thought of it, and after listening to 31 minutes of this bullshit, I'm like, great. This is a horrible album. It's probably the worst album of the year. And it probably will be. So, out of 10, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10. This is utter trash. This is just the worst thing. It's even worse than Theory of a Dead Man's new album. And I gave that like a 4.5 out of 10. But I bumped it down to like 2.5. So I gave it like a 2 out of 10. So, yeah, 6ix9ine's new album, Tattletales, was pretty bad. It was like the worst fucking thing. It's atrocious. And I don't understand why he has that big of a fan base when he's a fucking pedophile. He's ratted on his gang. And he... What is it? Well, the pedophile thing was with the 13-year-old girl that was twerking in his video, and I'm like, that's just wrong. That's just really sick. He's a fucking sick individual. And I read this on Wikipedia before doing this album review. But anyways, yeah, I fucking hate 6ix9ine. I hate him as a human being. And he's got to go to jail for a long time. But the system's all fucked up, so I don't know if it's gonna happen. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the 6ix9ine album, Tattletales, if you've heard it. Let me know what you thought of how bad it was. Because it's not a good album. It's horrible. It's just not even listenable. It's best to listen to it one time, and after you listen to it, just completely distance yourself from this album, because you're just gonna really have a lot of anger inside you after listening to this album, like something like that. But if you like this review, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. I will be returning to you. Hopefully the Big Sean album's really good, because I heard there's like 21 tracks on it. But this album, I wasted 31 minutes of an album that was utter trash. And like I said, this is going to be in my worst albums of 2020. And it's just not good. It's seriously a letdown. Well, more than a letdown, of course. He's just a hateful human being. And what's so ironic is he named his album Tattletales when he himself is a tattletale for ratting on his gang. Which I know they're criminals too, but what you did was pretty fucked up too. It kind of made me sound a little horrible for me to say that, but I'm really sorry if I sounded like that. I just don't like this rapper. And if I keep talking about him, I'm just gonna probably say the wrong things. So, I'm gonna end this video here by saying thank you for watching this album review for 6ix9ine Tattletales. I hope you enjoyed how horrible I reviewed this album was, because I don't like this album. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you in the next 2 album reviews that I decide to do.